anywhere in the next year, 2 or 3 years, because of these safeguards that are in place. So it's interesting. I think it's really a unique, he calls it uncharted territory, because we've never been in this position where we have all this crazy amount of inflation, and we don't have really anywhere to go with cutting rates to help people if we run into a bad economic situation here. So that's essentially it. If anyone wants to chat, I'd be happy to share more info. I will say he's very bullish on Florida. For those of you in Florida, he moved down to Florida a few years ago. California is not where he operated before, is not a very friendly state to own property. They respect the rights of occupants, not property owners. In LA County, some of you guys will probably find this crazy. They extended the COVID, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they extended the COVID eviction moratorium. You cannot evict someone in Los Angeles County until at least August of 2023. So there's people fully taking advantage, moving into homes, not paying their rents. And I don't know how many people are fully affected by COVID, but it's just a crazy policy. So tons of info. Florida is a great state for those that are investing there. It will continue to be strong with growth, and you're going to see a lot more activity there than I think you're going to see in other marketplaces. But again, if anyone wants to chat, happy to chat. We're going to have to shift gears a little bit and shift our strategies. I do want to point out one thing that they did mention where I think some of you probably thought of this already, but it's not so prevalent in my marketplace. My average price point is 1.8 million. But for those that are working in like a 700-800 and below price point, those buyers are a lot more interest rate sensitive, I think, than when you get into the jumbo space. Jumbo rates are even I think 0.25% better than conventional loans anyway. But he had a home that he was advertising for sale for $700,000 in Florida, and they got no activity. They ended up offering or hooking up with a lender. The seller, Bruce, is paying 3% in order to buy down the rate. And I think they were able to offer on the MLS, we will give your buyer a 3% interest rate. Bruce will happily pay the $21,000 in order to move his piece of inventory, his home, for $700,000. So that's a really interesting thing to think about. If you have a seller and your property is not moving, maybe think about how can you be creative to get this home sold. Maybe your seller is willing to pay a few points for the buyer, and you can advertise a 2.5%, 3%, whatever interest rate. So you're getting yesterday's interest rate, and hopefully you're still getting yesterday's price. So I know here in my market, I've noticed about a 5-10% variance in where we were, 6 months ago. But that's all. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon.